Hello, welcome to Delaware Sparks again. Sorry I haven't done any videos for a while, but I thought I'd take you through, this is a job that I'm doing. It's a partial rewire. What happened was, a few months ago, they called me in, there was a fire here, and it had it was a completely different layout. There's a fire here, and I think the washing machine caught a light or something like that, I was told, and the plastic fuse board was melted. So they wanted a new fuse board fitted. So I fitted, obviously, a new metal fuse board. It was completely different. This was a little laundry room, you could call it, here. And the fuse board was on a wall over here, right? So I'd done that. Done an EICR for the property and everything, left it and went away. But a couple of months later, they called me back and they decided they're gonna redo the whole place. Like they've knocked, like I said, this used to be a utility room. That used to be the kitchen there. There's a wall along here, but they've knocked it all out. As you can see, it's all open plan now. And what they done, I installed these lights, and there's some outside lights, and with the sockets over here, I just renewed them, tested the circuit, renewed the sockets here. This was a complete new installation, the kitchen and the lighting. This is the way I had to do these lights was upstairs. They've got that, you know, the green, because this is like I think they call this a townhouse. It's quite a modern building. It's only, I think, about 15, 20 years old, if that. And they've got these tongue and groove floorboards, the green ones. And the thing is, they nailed them down. They didn't screw them down. Most time, 99.9% of the time I've come across it's screwed down. This time, it was all nailed down. So it was hard to get it up. The builders didn't want to take them up. So what they decided, what I had to do, I had to drill big holes. If you have a look, see up there? They've made some holes good. I used, I think it was a 6-inch hole cutter, and I drilled various holes along, and then drilled through the joists to get my cables in, and then across. They had RSJs. Oh, it's a nightmare, really, but I had to do that. And then they wanted a switch here. So what I had to do, drill holes, come over to here, and then I had to drill holes in this round part to get, and then they put I kept all the bits that I drilled out and they put it all back and make it good, which is quite good. I fitted a different fuse board again, a new fuse board altogether. And basically that's it. Upstairs was mainly renewing accessories, testing and renewing, but the bathrooms were done. Bathrooms, come up, I'll show you. Yeah, the bathroom wasn't a complete installation. I had to put in these downlighters, but it's just altering the circuit and rewiring part of the circuit. Okay, so that's that. And the smoke detectors, the cables were in already. All I had to do was renew the smoke detectors. Right, here, this is the shower room. I had to put in new lighting and shaver point, and a fan's going on the wall over there. They've cut the whole, after everything's done, they decided, because the fan was on the ceiling, but as you can see, that's right in the shower area. So they decided I was going to move it out to here or over to here. But obviously, a fan going through the wall is more efficient than one that's going. They've got ducting up there, and it's all like this. comes along, loops down and goes up in the ceiling. That's not effective. Here, straight through the wall, suck everything out, that's more effective because it's only a short run. So that's the best thing to do. So they've done that. And yeah, what I've got to do now is I've got to get a 3-core from here. I'm going to fit a new switch, obviously, from here over to the wall. I tell you, up here, it's a nightmare. Up here, there's not much room up there. It's just wood and pipe and everything, everywhere up there. And full of fiberglass as well. It's full of fiberglass. So somehow I have to go over there and pull the cable over. And I'm not looking forward to it. But,
what's that for?
I've got to get a 3-core cable from that fan point over to the fan on the wall. I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. It's a bloody nightmare, but that's it. Yeah. I just want to show you guys something, right? Whenever I go out, someone like calls you out and there's some fault finding to do in the kitchen. The other day, I was called out and the fridge, big fridge freezer like this had gone. No power to it. So I went and checked the multi-switch and there was power going to the multi-switch. So I needed to check the socket to see if there's power going to the socket. So it's a nightmare. Yeah, you had the fridge like this, yeah? But the socket was right behind the fridge. So I had to take off the doors, pull the switch out. The client, this lady, she helped me get it out. Because obviously you don't want to damage people's stuff. I told them, I said, look, I don't usually do this, you know, I take fridge out. But I took it out and then pulled it out and there was a socket behind it. And the funny thing is, I've never come across this. Usually when you've got a switch there, you have an on switch socket behind, but this socket had a switch on it and somehow the switch was in the off position. Somebody put it in the off. I don't know if somebody knocked against the fridge and it pushed back and I don't know how that could happen, but it was in the off position. I just couldn't believe it. Took it out, switched it on, fridge started working. So actually, obviously I changed it to an on switch socket. So when I came to do this job, and several jobs I've come across, you always have to take this out to get to where it is. So what I decided to do on this job, I decided this cupboard here, I decided to put the sockets there. The microwave and the ovens are over 3 kilowatts, so they can't be plugged in. So I've had to put it on a fuse. That one on the fuse spur, that one just on a connector, because there's going to be a few. The switch is over there and it's on its own circuit back at the fuse board. The microwave is on its own circuit as well, but because the microwave, the cable coming from the microwave is only, what is it? I think it's 1.5. I put a spur there so that if anything, if there's a fault, that will trip first, hopefully. That's on a 16 amp at the fuse board. The oven's on a 16 amp at the fuse board. That's fine. But what I did, so what I thought, if there's a fault on the fridge, I don't have to worry. No, but the electrician that comes hasn't got to worry about taking out the fridge. He just has to look in here. If they fight on the microwave, you don't have to pull the microwave open. You can, and if you're doing that EICR as well, it's easier for you to do it. So I don't know what you guys think about it. If you think that's a good idea, but I base what I do on the problems I've come across when I'm doing repairs, and I thought that was a good idea. Okay, cool. And also another thing, here, you see, right, this is an integrated kitchen. So that means everything pushes right back, right? You want to get over this? Yeah, everything pushes right back. So there's nowhere for you to put a socket. If I put it just on the wall, this is the freezer, this is the washer dryer. The freezer won't be able to push right back, and it needs to because it's integrated. So what I've had to do is cut a hole in the plasterboard and put the socket in the wall with a great big hole so that you can plug it in and then it'll push back nice and easy. Right, and the one for the washer dryer, it'll have to come back over there. If that was a cupboard, say I'd put it in here, obviously, but that's not a cupboard. And there was no room in behind there because they've got a lot of pipes and stuff to put the socket for the washer dryer. So I had to put it this side. So it's in the wall, and you can get your stuff back, your appliance back nice and easy. Okay, and under here, I've got some cables coiled up, which is part of the ring circuit here, right? Because I had to run a pipe in the floor and bring the circuit up because there should be a socket cut into this, the front of this. A socket's going to be cut into the front of this for them to have something to plug into on the island. So that's it basically. Okay, cool.